Welcome to Ridge Life. I'm Tim, and today we're going to winterize our bees in the Ridge apiary. Queen is right there. Y'all see the queen? It is a windy day here on the ridge. It's not optimal for working your bees, but you got to do it when the temperature is right. And it's been in the mid-60s today. The sun has just gone over the tree line, but I'm just now getting up here based on the temperature and the wind. This is about as good as chances I can get. Now what we're going to do today is winterize them. And what that means is I'm going to put mouse guards on the front. I'm going to take the entrance reducers away. We're going to put metal mouse guards because the mice in the winter, they're looking for warmth. Not only food, but warmth. And that ball cluster of bees is almost 100 degrees. So if you're a mouse, you want to live next to that bee cluster. So they'll eat through that wood to get inside the hive. So we put a metal mouse guard on there, and you'll see us install that here in a second. We're also going to feed our bees liquid syrup, and it's a 2-to-1 syrup in the wintertime. It's going to really help them build up their stores. It's not going to want to make brood. You know, the queen's not going to want to make a lot of brood, but she's going to build stores up for the winter. What we're going to do to winterize our bees is we're going to put a mouse guard on the front. Now, mice want to get up where it's warm in the wintertime, and that cluster of bees is about 100 degrees. So they're going to climb up inside there, eat through wood to get to that warmth. Of course, there's honey and bees up in there also. That's a food source. So we put this metal mouse guard on the front that's big enough for the bees to come and go whenever the temperature's right for them, but it keeps the mice out. The next thing we're going to do is feed our bees. We're going to feed them 2-to-1 sugar water, and that's a real thick syrup, and that's going to help them store that for their winter stores or their winter feed. And they'll just start putting that in their in the empty cells in preparations for winter. We don't so much have to be worried about robbing anymore because, you know, depending on what the temperature is, the bees aren't flying as much. There aren't as many nectar sources out there for sure, so if we do see any robbing activity, we're going to have to close off the entrances more than usual. I will have a top entrance, one top entrance, and then of course the mouse guard entrance below. If I see any activity out of the normal, we'll put the entrance reducer in the small hole at the bottom and close up the top entrance. As you can see from this colony here, we did a paper combine. This was SRT bees combined with biker bees. You know, we had the issue with the dropped queen from what was colony 1 at the time. And then of course our swarms, you know, they ebb and they flow as far as their activity. But we end up combining SRT bees and biker bees. So this is our adrenaline bees. And we're going to see if they did well from the paper combine. I have not been inside this hive since we did the paper combine. It's been a couple weeks, so I'm anxious to see how they're doing. Colony 2 is one of our original colonies, and it is doing very, very well, at least last time I checked. So it's been about 2 weeks since I checked on them, and we're going to add, again, the mouse guard to them and the liquid feed to the top of them. Now, I've also got moisture boards. I'll show you what those are, and I'll tell you when I use them. One thing I'll do later in the year when it is colder is I'm going to come out and I'm going to oil the top of these boxes, these garden tops. I'm going to oil. The bees won't be flying, they won't be bothering them, so I'm going to tongue oil these, get them nice and sealed for the winter, and I may even, on the older boxes, tongue oil the outside. Now normally in the spring, I'll swap boxes out. As the colonies grow, I'll have boxes in the barn that I've oiled up and got all prepped up, and as I increase the size and change things or make splits, I'll start cycling in new box bodies, hive bodies that are already oiled up and ready to go. That's why you don't see my bodies, my hive bodies painted, because I keep them tongue oiled every season. But one thing you gotta make sure is that your covers don't leak. And I've got some metal covered garden tops. The copper ones, those are really nice. They don't leak. They do start to discolor, so I'll polish them up a little bit throughout the winter and put them back on in the spring. But these garden tops here, I've got to keep them tongue oiled and also silicone, you know, some of the gaps if there is any signs of leakage in there. Let's go ahead and get inside this hive and see how our paper combine is doing. Before the bees get too agitated, I'm going to go ahead and put the mouse guards on, and I just pop out this reducer here. Now the bees are starting to fly a little bit. Once I got that inch reducer off here, I just put my mouse guard up like that, slide it against there. So I put the mouse guard on there, and I just got some screws. I'm going to put those right down. That's going to keep it straight up against the bottom box. Here we go. Look at the bees aren't paying me too much mind right now. Again, that's why I'm doing this before I do my inspections. I don't want them to be worried about me whatsoever. There we go, that's nice and tight. And you can see these holes are just big enough for the bees to go through, and the mice can't get through them. Let's smoke our hive a little bit. There's not much activity going on, but we want to calm them down a little bit. Let's get this top off here, see what it looks like. I see bees up here, that's a good sign. Given this was a paper combine. Get a little bit of smoke here, drive them down a little bit. Now this was a paper combine, so I'm curious to see how many bees we got in here. Oh yeah, that's nice. I like to see that. Again, I'm not going to do too deep of an inspection here because it is cooler outside right now. We're out of the sun. All right, let's see here. Let's see how we're doing our small hive beetles. Not too bad there. Let's go ahead and pull this frame out right here. See what we've got. Pull this out without damaging anything. All right, so we've got bees on this side. Bees on this side. I got nectar, lots of nectar. So they've been bringing it from somewhere. Oops. All right, we got bees here. Lots of nectar. So they've been bringing in nectar from somewhere. That's good, 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 good. So I'm going to set this right here for now. I don't want them to get, there's no brood on there, so I ain't going to worry about them getting a chilled brood. Oh yeah, nice bees. Lots of nectar up here. Lots of nectar. Nectar on that side. So they're getting some sources from somewhere. That's good. Just want to see if there's any brood up here real quick as I get towards the center. Lots of bees. Some capped honey. No brood, but lots of nectar. Lots of bees. Lots of honey. That's good. That means they're going to get through the winter. That's a great. Again, this was a combine, so that wasn't there a couple weeks ago. So that's good stuff. I'm going to go one more over here, see if there's any brood. No brood, but lots of honey. Lots of honey. There's lots of nectar on there. So that's a really good sign. I'm going to go ahead and go down one and see if we can see any signs of our active queen, because we know we had a queen in here and we combined them. So let's get this back in here. Do as little harm as possible. Let as little heat out. And of course, you know, there's a lot of heat escaping there. So I'm going to go ahead and put this back on here. Here we go. That way, keep some of the heat. Now let's get rid of this paper. Open this up. Oh, it's nice and heavy. It means lots of bees, lots of honey. I like that a lot. All right, you can see, we can see how they ate through the paper here. This was where most of the bees were, so that's a good sign. Let's get this off. All right. Not too many small hive beetles. That's a good thing. All right, I want to see signs of the queen. So I'm going to pull an outside frame here. Okay, nothing. Nothing. All right, we had a queen cell. Looks like, ooh, they had a queen cell, queen emerge. Got pollen down here. I don't see any brood. Oh, wow, no bees down here. Just lots of honey. So, no brood, but there may be a queen. Maybe a queen. All right, I'm done. That's all I can do right now, guys. There's lots of bees in that top box. I didn't see any brood. I want to have my expert beekeepers tell me, you know, it's going into winter, you know, the queen shouldn't be making much brood, but there's definitely, a queen was in here when I left, and a queen came out of that queen cell. Of course, you know, very few drones this time of year, so this one might not make it through the winter if there's no queen for sure, so we will see. This is our top feeder. What happens is the bees come up from the hole in the bottom, come up through here, and there's liquid on either side here. They come up over the top and they eat, and the screen keeps them from getting down in the liquid and drowning. Let's get this on top and we'll add some sugar water to it. Again, we're using a 2-to-1 mixture. When it gets cold, really cold, I'll take the syrup water off and I'll start adding dry sugar, solid sugar feed to the top of this inner cover here, and that'll allow them to get that throughout the really hard parts of the winter. All right, we've got our sugar water here, again 2 to 1. Get this poured in. All right, we got our sugar water added, and we'll check back on them, make sure they're taking it. Really concerned that we didn't see brood. I've never gone into winter without seeing the queen and having brood. I didn't want to have that hive open too much. We did see the queen cell that had been opened up. There were drones in here not too long ago. Lots of bees in here though. I probably could have condensed it down to the 1 deep. But with the bees I saw, there may have been eggs. Queen may have already laid eggs, so I don't know. Talk to my friends, we'll see how it goes. We'll get the cover on this one, call it done for the winter. Of course, if it warms up enough, I might come back and do some more checks on it. All right, we're over at Hive 2. Some activity going on. Let's see what we've got in here before we winterize them. I see bees down in there. That's a good sign. Alrighty. They had everything propolised up. Don't see too much small hive beetle activity. All right, let's get this out of the way here. Our beetle blaster, not too full, that's good. 1 beetle there. Let's get this empty frame out of the way. Empty frame. Ooh, lots of bees, lots of bees. Let's see what we got here. Ooh, that's so heavy. All right, it is full of honey. Full of honey. That one, they got lots of honey there. That's a good sign. Get towards the center here. Oh, full of honey. Let's clean this bottom off of here. Don't want them going in the winter with that there. Make sure the queen's not on there, huh? Okay. Oh, there's the queen right there, everybody. There's the queen, and we got brood right here. There's the queen. Queen is right there. Do y'all see the queen? Queen is running around, so she has got brood right there. And I see lots of honey, brood down the middle, lots of bees in the bottom. I got no fears with this. I'm gonna put them right back there. I don't want to do anything else in here. I am super happy to see that. This is what you want to see when you go in to your new your hive before winter. So love it, love it, love it. Now let's get these guys all ready. Get them all ready for the winter. What we have here is a moisture board. It's basically mulched up cardboard, liquefied and pressed together and dried out. And it really wants to absorb water. And what we'll do, once we take the feeder off, we go back to dry solid sugar feed, we'll put this under the top cover, between the inner cover and the top cover, and any moisture from those hot bees and the cold weather will be collected by this moisture board. It works very, very well. You'll see it get all densed up, and sometimes in the wintertime, and it'll be really heavy. It means it's done its job. Hope you enjoyed watching us winterize our bees here in the Ridge apiary. The adrenaline bees over there, lots of bees, lots of nectar, some pollen. I did not see a queen. I did not see any brood. I didn't look too close down there in the bottom, but that's not looking good. That hive, that colony may not make it through the winter. Now those were swarm catches that were combined. You know, we'd lost hive 1 when I dropped the frame with the queen on it. We did a bunch of paper combines, catching of swarms, all kinds of things to make that colony thrive. And sometimes you learn from it. You lose the colony. Sometimes you win, but we'll see how it goes. I'm not very confident in the adrenaline hive. Hive 2, however, is kicking butt and taking names. Again, this was the second hive I ever got. I got it as a nucleus, and it is doing very, very well. We've robbed from it so many times to help other colonies, to help swarms out, and it always seems to come back. And we've lost queens. Queens came back. It's swarmed before. But very, very happy. 2 full deeps of bees, lots of honey, and now we're feeding. So we're gonna keep an eye out for robbing. I'm not too worried about it right now, but I definitely wanna make sure that they don't get wet and they don't get chilled. When I say don't get wet, in the wintertime, you know, it's so cold outside and it's so warm inside there that moisture can build up on the top of the colony, and if it drips down on the ball of bees, it can kill them all. They can't keep warm. If they get wet like that, they lose their ability to keep the hive body warm enough, and they'll all die. The brood will die and they'll die out. Having the moisture board, having a good ventilation. I used vented bottom boards on both of these. And again, I have the inner covers with the holes. And so I do several things to keep the ventilation good. We don't get too cold here in the South, so I don't have to worry about insulating them and all that stuff. So I'm pretty sure Hive 2 is going to do well this winter. You just never know though. Hope you enjoyed watching us winterize our bees here in the Ridge Apiary. If you haven't already, please subscribe to Ridge Life. Hit the notification bell. Be notified anytime a new video comes out. Something crazy happens here in the apiary. We'll be having kits and our rabbits very, very soon. Our rabbitry, we'll be having our first set of baby rabbits here on the ridge. So hit the notification bell. You'll be notified when those videos come out. If you like this video, hit the thumbs up. Leave a comment. I love answering questions. No question is too long, too short, too off the topic. I'll be sure to answer. Speaking of comments, if you have some comments on what I should do about Hive 1, the adrenaline hive, let me know. I'm curious if there's something I can do before the really cold weather gets here. Combining it with Hive 2 here, this one's doing so well, I really don't want to chance that right now. But yeah, leave comments, please, if you would. I'd like to hear your insight. I know there's a lot more experienced beekeepers out there than me, that's for sure. So until next time, I hope everyone has a blessed day, and go Ridge Life.